Alright, we're gonna try this again now that I finished eating dinner. We're gonna do dishes and talk about hockey. Oh man. So, I guess everything I said before is gone on the internet, so I'm gonna say it again. Yeah, if you're watching this and you're confused, I tried to do this stream and then my dinner got delivered, so I stopped doing it, and now I'm trying again. So, there's a hockey game tonight. It is Game 5. Game 5 of a 7-game series. You gotta win 4 out of 7 games. Can be a pretty big deal when the series is tied 2-2. The team that wins the 5th game to take a 3-2 lead wins the whole series, like, set almost 80% of the time. You know, you gotta imagine, right? So if it's even, you know, after 4 games, this is now basically whoever wins 2 out of 3 wins. So if you're doing 2 out of 3 and you win the first game, the other person now has to win 2 in a row. So it's basically 2 out of 3 at this point, between the Rangers and Canadiens, Le Habitant. Right? So hopefully we will win this game. If we lose this game, our season isn't completely over, but it's mostly over. So that game is in like 20 minutes. So I can do dishes for 20 minutes and stream to make dish doing more exciting than it usually is. So yeah, this series. Ooh, is this? Ooh, good. My cabinet door does not bump the camera. That's good. So far in the 4 games, right, we've seen goalies that are too good, right? Goalies are way good, so it's really hard to score. It's been low-scoring games mostly. So that's one thing that's you know, not good for us, right? You know, but our goalie's good too. Something else you've seen is that, you know, usually the Rangers are way fast. You know, we like to skate up and down the ice real fast, get shorthanded goals, you know, get breakaways. We're having some trouble doing that. we don't look as fast as we do, but, you know, in the playoffs, people try harder, right? Which makes that more difficult. Also, this series has been way more violent than, you know, regular season hockey, right? When in the playoffs, when it, you know, things matter, when the games mean something. Nope. Get up there. When games mean something, right? Players are gonna try to hurt each other, right? And you play the same team over and over and over again. You're not playing a different team every night. You keep playing to see the same guys you saw 2 days ago, right? This is the 5th game they've played against this team in a row, right? So you get to know the other players. You know, you're playing against the same people. You start to, you know, get sort of personal grudges against individual players you don't like. You know, you want them to go down and go down hard, and that's when shit starts. That's when the shit starts. All right, so I'm gonna put this over here. Recycling goes over there, and we're gonna put a lot of stuff in the dishwasher. When I moved here, I was like, I'm going to move somewhere that has a dishwasher no matter what, and that was a wise choice. I will never live somewhere without a dishwasher ever again. You can see how few dishes I actually have to do thanks to the dishwasher. So load that baby up. Alright, other hockey news. Is that because the way the playoffs work and, you know, the way the regular season turned out, right? We are, I don't know what seed number we are, but basically we were the first wild card team, right? Even though we had more regular season points than some of the division winning teams, and that's why we're playing the Canadiens. But it's like, if you look, usually what you want to happen is you want to have the best teams playing each other in the late rounds of the tournament, right? But the way they've structured it is like you could have the Capitals and the Penguins playing round 2. There's only 4 rounds, right? That game should happen in round 3, not round 2. At least it didn't happen in round 1. That would have been the worst, right? But it's like we're playing Montreal in round 1. That should have been a round 2 game also. If we win, round 2 might end up being less exciting than round 1 against a crappier opponent. Probably, it looks like it'll be the Ottawa Senators, right? They're not as good as the Canadians, at least I don't think so. So why would we play them in round 2? It should have been like us and the Senators, and then Montreal and the Bruins in round 1 or something. But the NHL is done with that, so that's why even though this is only round 1, right? We're getting all serious in round 1. Usually round 1 of a tournament, it's like, okay, it's round 1. We'll get serious in later rounds. Well, we're getting serious in round 1 because they didn't seed the teams properly. Right? Alright. Let's talk about some dishes action. So, one thing when it comes to doing dishes is that I have, trash. I have separate trash. I take the grocery bags, the plastic ones you get at the grocery store. Obviously, I try not to get too many of those because, it's wasteful. You want to use the reusable grocery bags. But I do get some. But the ones I do get, I reuse. I reuse them as trash bags for smelly trash. Food items, right? Or anything that could possibly smell. And the benefit of doing this is that my regular trash never smells. My actual trash can does not smell ever. There's nothing smelly in it. So, I basically don't have to empty it until it's like 100% full. I know a lot of people will, they'll have their trash be all smelly, and even though it's only like half full, they gotta empty that trash. And they gotta empty it right away before their whole house stinks. Even if you have one of those trash cans that keeps smelling, that's not good enough. Alright, there are people watching. There's 3 people. No one says anything, right? The whole point of doing the live video instead of the recorded video is that someone will hopefully say something, which will help me say more things, right? What time is it? Alright, the game is in 15 minutes, and I'm still doing some dishes here. Let me get my drying mats. So I used to use a drying rack, the plastic thing with all the things in there, right? But now I got a drying mat. Right? The drying mats are way better than the drying rack because number 1, you can hide them away. They don't take up space on the kitchen counter. You can fold them up and put them somewhere. Also, you can put these in the washing machine, which is totally great, right? Cleaning a drying rack kind of sucks, right? It's like this big piece of plastic with all these. It's a weird shape, right? Cleaning it really sucks. But cleaning these drying mats is totally good. So you just put them on the counter. You're not using the counter if you just did dishes, right? You're already done eating. You're already done cooking, right? You cook, and then now the counter gets used for dishes, and then once the dishes are dry, you put the mats away, and you have your counter again. I highly recommend the drying mats over the drying rack. Also, I'm pretty sure everyone uses these, but these are the best possible sponges you can get. They go swoosh, which is fun, swoosh shape, and they have a scratchy side, but the scratchy side won't actually scratch up your dishes. And they have a squishy side, because, not everything needs scratchiness. They're cool blue color. They're the best ones. Also, these gloves, right? A lot of people don't wear gloves when they do dishes. I don't understand that. I think someone once told me that they were like allergic to latex. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You can't be using gloves if you're allergic to latex. But they make latex-free reusable dish gloves that you can buy. And so try those. But the best part about gloves is like you're not afraid to touch any nasty kind of thing that might be on a dish, right? Your hands don't get all clammy and soapy and wrinkly, right? It's like I basically couldn't do dishes by hand without gloves. I mean, I don't know how other people do it, but I just can't stand it. So I'll always buy like a 3-pack or something, and they last a crazy long time. Even though they are disposable, and they do eventually. What will happen is the worst thing that can happen is like you're cleaning a knife and you cut the glove, and it's like, oh man, it just water's getting in now. Oh, this is the worst. Right? I gotta throw this glove out right away, even though it's super new. But if you don't cut the glove somehow with a knife, it lasts a really long time before it gets worn out or gross. The other thing is that these long ones are way better because at the bottom you roll them up, right? And now when the water drips down, it goes poop in here. It doesn't get on your clothes, right? If you get the cheaper gloves that don't have this feature, the cuff action, right? Then as you're washing dishes, like your shirt and your arm is getting wet, right? Nice stream. That's pretty good. Good jokes. Bring on more good jokes in the chat there. Let's see what else we got to talk about here, hockey wise. So Rim is trying to buy tickets to go to the playoff hockey on Saturday because we're at Game 5 and we're even, so it's guaranteed to be Game 6. It's not guaranteed to be Game 7, and the way it works in a 7 series in the NHL is that whichever team has the better seed, which is not us, gets 4 home games, and the other team gets 3 home games. So if you have the home ice advantage, you get games 1 and 2, you get game 5 and 7, right? So you play 2 games at home, 2 games away, home, home. So this is game 5, and we do not have the advantage, so this is a away game that is being played in Montreal. And then game 6 is guaranteed to happen. So it's going to be at the Garden, right, on Saturday at 8 prime time, I think NBC, which sucks. And then game 7, if it happens, will be in Montreal again, probably on Monday. So let's talk about the... so Rim is trying to get tickets for Saturday because the game is guaranteed to happen no matter what. I'm not going to be there. I'm going to my brother's bachelor party, which is like, ooh, exciting. I guess I sort of have to go to that, right? It's more important than a hockey game. It's hockey every year, right? This is a once in a forever thing. At least to get out of work early tomorrow to go to Connecticut. Can't complain about that. And I'm sure I'll be watching that game, anyway. Even if, I probably wouldn't be going to that game because that's a lot of money to pay to go see a round 1 game, right? I'm trying to get tickets at face value, but even at face value, I would probably sell playoff tickets because the markup you get by selling them is so enormous. Regular season games you can sell for face value or depending on the game, a little over face value, but it's very difficult to sell regular season tickets and make a big profit on them. Unless you're doing a lot of tickets, right? Because you're a ticket broker or something. As a normal person, not really. But in the playoffs, you buy a playoff ticket at face value, it might be a couple $100, and then you sell that shit online for like $500 or plus, right? You can make all your monies, right? You can make hundreds of dollars per game. So obviously, if it's round 1, and it could be the end for your team, it's like that's not really. I'd rather take the money and watch the game on TV. But if it's round 5, 6, 7, not profit. If it's round 3 or 4, right? It's serious times. And I can get face value tickets. I'm going. Oh, I'm going. So, my ticket guy, I emailed him. I'm like, hey, what about playoff tickets? How does this work? Because I got regular season tickets, right? And he's not, when I say my ticket guy, I don't mean some shady ticket broker, right? This is someone who's, a ticket manager at the Garden, right? These are real official direct tickets, the legit way. He's like, oh, you're supposed to get emails. You didn't get the emails? Check your spam folder. I'm like, I did not get the emails. So I tried to email him. That was like last week I emailed him. So I emailed him again today. And I was like, hey, I didn't hear back from you. What's the deal? And he was out of the office. I'm sure he's very busy, and I'm not a high priority. I'm not a big money customer. But I just want an answer, right? Even if the answer is just like, sorry, you can't get any because you're not important. It's like, all right, just tell me that. That's fine. I don't care. Just tell me something. Don't tell me nothing. This wooden spoon. I might have to soak this wooden spoon. It's got some couscous attached to it. It's hard to get it off. But yeah, if I can get from that guy legit tickets for the later rounds, I'm in. If we make it to the later rounds, right, this could be our second to last game of the season. This could be the end right here, effectively. Okay. So the game on Saturday is going to be a nationally televised game on NBC, which sucks. You might think, oh wait, isn't it great that hockey's on national TV and not just on MSG, these local cable? It's like, yeah, I guess whoever at home Saturday at 8 watching TV and flips to NBC and sees ice hockey. Not sure if it's going to be an actual NBC or it could be on NBC Sports Network, which is less. Then you're not even getting the nationally televised benefit. But the broadcasters at NBC, no bueno, right? Do not like them, right? You want to watch with your hometown announcers, right? Which in our case is Sam Rosen. Sam Rosen, who's been calling the Rangers game so long that when I was a kid in like the 90s, he was the guy doing it. I think he started doing it in the 70s or 80s, right? He's been doing it so long, right? It's like, that's the voice I want to hear when I'm watching a Ranger game. I want to hear nobody else, right? And it's like, hometown guys, announcers, broadcasters. It's weird how, like, national broadcasters have to, be completely neutral or whatever. And a lot of times they are. They're broadcasting some game. They don't care who wins. But hometown guys clearly are not neutral, right? But they don't explicitly, like, root, like super, they're not like, yeah, go, woo! They don't, it's not professional, I guess, to cheer or, boo or anything. But I kind of wish they did. That's what I want to see. I want, I was thinking about this, right? Like, it's illegal, obviously, to broadcast yourself calling a game. That's without express written consent, right? It's a copyright violation. But I was thinking about doing it anyway with the internet, right? Who's going to catch me? I'll change my voice or something. But just like, how awesome would it be? Like, your team scores and the guy in the announce is like, yeah! Fuck you, other team! Yeah, we won! Yeah, we're the best! Ooh! And when the other team scores, like, boo! They scored! Boo! That'd be so good. I'd love that. At least I think I would love that. I haven't experienced it because it's not a thing anywhere. But NBC is really, it's not enjoyable when you have those guys on. You always got Doc Emmerich saying weird stuff like, "Oh, shuffle along." It's like stop it, stop saying weird stuff. You're annoying. So let me show you another fun thing in the kitchen here. So everyone who has a sink has a little catch in the sink to so solid bits of food don't go down there, right? I bought this fancy one, right? So the benefits of this fancy one, it's the OXO something, is that it's completely flat across the top. A lot of the ones I had, this little pokey bit in the middle would stick up, which means when you put dishes in the sink, they'd be like bonk, right? Now things can go in the sink flat, which is really great. The other part about this is the middle part is not metal. It's rubber, so you can go drink. So it fills up with gunk, you go over to the trash and you go boop, and you snap it out and all the trash pops out. And so it's very easy to empty, right? If you have the metal kind that doesn't turn inside out, you gotta be like trying to shake everything out of there. It really sucks. So this is a highly recommended purchase, even if you already have a food catchy thing in your drain. Replace it with that one. It's worth whatever it costs, what, $10, something like that? But, for that amount of benefit, totally worth it. But if you rent and don't own the place you live, like I do, make sure you keep the original one. That way when you move out, you take your good one with you, and you put the crappy one back in the sink. Same thing with the shower head, right? I replace my shower head wherever I go, but, wherever I live. But then when I move, back in goes the crappy shower head. Take my good shower head with me. Alright. Does anyone have any opinions about streaming while doing dishes? I mean, this thing I've got here while to hold my iPhone up. It's been actually pretty sturdy here. I'm surprised. I was really worried my phone was just gonna fall down to the ground while I'm doing dishes. Like, no, because it's fine if a camera falls on the ground, right? That's not a big deal. But if my phone falls on the ground, that's real bad, right? From that high up, it's pretty high up. So I was nervous about that, but it is holding on rather nicely for something so cheap. So, I think most people's sinks have these little spray hoses, right? But I was actually talking to someone who was like, whoa, my sink doesn't have that. And I'm like, what? Your kitchen sink does not have a spray gun? How do you do dishes? How do you get shoot it into a pot, right? All you can do with a faucet is fill the pot with water. You can't get in there and spray, right? What I'm actually doing right now is a pan I cooked some dinner with yesterday that I didn't clean yesterday because I was lazy. And now I'm filling it up with soapy water so that it will soak and be super clean, easy to clean. Probably in between periods of the hockey game, I will come over and take care of that. Oh, this can go in the dishwasher. Here you go. Alright, let's see if there's any other dishes around the house. Oh! Found a water bottle. The game is going to start in 5 minutes, not even, right? It's already 7. It's got a 7 o'clock scheduled start time, but because of the playoffs, that means that the national anthem starts at 7. During the regular season, it starts almost exactly at the time they say. And so I'm going to push the stop button on this stream. Let me know if I should stream while doing dishes more often, and also please chat more, because I need things to talk about while streaming. Because if I stream again while doing dishes, I think I've used up all my material about actual dish doing. I need some other sort of topic, and I need some sort of interaction. Right. Interaction is what makes the live stream better than just a YouTube video, right? So, finish a button.